Hey guys, this is Whitney, and I'm going to introduce 3 different locations about their main rock type and formation process. The 3 locations are Mississippi River Delta, Arabian Peninsula Desert, and Maldives. Okay, so let's start with our first location, the Mississippi Birdfoot Delta. It is a part of Mississippi River Delta, which is a well-known river domain delta. So that means the river sediment transport and depositional process significantly outweigh the influence of wave and tides. The Mississippi River is the second longest river in North America, starting from Lake Itasca, approximately 6,275 kilometers. And when such a long river contains sediments like sand, clay, and sandstone meet the Gulf of Mexico, streams lose capacity and deposit sediment, result in the sedimentary process with a variation of grain size and cross-bedding. It forms a fan-shaped accumulation from the coastline, which is the delta. As a part of Mississippi River Delta, the Mississippi Birdfoot Delta is famous for its multi-branch shape, just like the foot of a bird. For the dominant of rock type, we can use the evidence from the Google Earth and the principle of sedimentary process. We can find out the delta plain shows a greenish color, which means there's loads of plants cover the land. So we can come to the results that the bottom layer should be the sand and gravel because they're the heaviest, they're easy to sediment, and the middle layer should be made of fine sand and salt, and the top layer is the wetland deposits and can form peat layers. As for the riverbed, things should be similar, and because of the flow, there may be parallel lamination. A pair shows the direction of the water flow. Also, as higher environmental energy than the delta plain, the lighter weight components are more difficult to sediment, so thinner in thickness. All these above are all ideal conditions with no impact from human activity. In order to prevent the impact of flood, people built all kinds of levees. This action limited the natural deposition process and changed the river flow pattern. Compared to before, the curved river channel experienced more incomplete sedimentation. This leads to larger particles being deposited onto the outer side of the delta and cause the delta to expand towards the Gulf of Mexico. To prevent excessive soil erosion, people have implemented measures such as wetland restoration. These actions may also affect the particle size of the sediments. Let's move to our second location, the Arabian Peninsula Desert. The history of the formation of the Arabian Peninsula Desert is quite variable. About 300 million years ago, the Arabian Peninsula was once part of the Gondwana supercontinent, covered with dense of forests and seas. During that period, there were no desert. Instead, the environment was warm and humid, leading to the deposition of large amounts of limestone and sedimentary rocks. Then, about 100 million years later, because of the tectonic movement, the Arabian plain started to separate with the African plain. At that time, the Arabian was still covered with shallow seawater. As the climate warmer, seawater evaporates, left behind salt depositions, providing the material foundation of future desertification. Then, about 25 million years ago, the Arabian plain separates from the African continent and drifting northeast. The rifting of the Red Sea intensified the aridification. It weakened the land connection between the Arabian Peninsula and the African continent. Also, it increased the temperature difference between the ocean and the land, caused greater evaporation, and formed a high-pressure area above the land, which suppressing the precipitation. What's more, the Arabian Desert is located in the subtropical high-pressure belt, where the climate is characterized by high pressure, aridity, and little rainfall. That is one of the prerequisites of the formation of deserts. Let's have a look at the rock formation. For the rock formation of the Arabian Desert, it is quite typical. As it is a desert, it should be full of sandstones. Because of long-term weathering, they have high maturity, so the main component should be more stable ones, just like quartz or mica, and it should be well thwarted as well. Due to the weathery resistance of grain, it may be found in large rock formations just like mountains. At the area with volcano, Basalt exists as a igneous rock commonly found in volcanic deserts. Because of the variety of the desert climate, vibrant minerals like hyalite, calcite, gypsum also have the opportunity to exist. What's more, limestone and chalk can also be found because of the existence of ancient marine. Then we come to our last location, the Maldives. The current form of the Maldives is a continuous ring of atolls that are above the seawater surface, meaning the center of the circle is under the sea level, which is a lagoon. However, 50 million years ago, it was a volcanic island above the sea, which is quite different from the landscape today. The rock formation of the volcanic island were primarily basalt, and they gradually rose from the ocean and becoming the early Iceland. It provided a good living habitat for all kinds of sea animals, including corals. As the volcanic island gradually sank below the sea level due to plane movement, the coral surrounding the island started to produce and form the coral reef based on the basalts under the seawater. Corals grow fast in warm tropical water and generate various coral reef structures. Since coral reef grows much faster than the sinking of the island, a tropical atoll structure was formed as a ring-like structure, creating a lagoon at the center, surrounded by coral reefs. The formation of the lagoon makes the landscape of the Maldives unique, consisting of atoll and coral islands. From the history of formation, we can clearly see the main rock composition of the Maldives include the basalt, the primary rock type from the early volcanic islands. The chalk may also be found everywhere because that's a remain of corals, shells, and other marine organisms. The tuff may also show up, which is a volcanic ash and other pyroclastic materials that accumulate over time. Due to the tropical climate zone and its unique geographical location, the Maldives has a very high biodiversity, making it a famous diving destination. However, with the development of tourism, the issue of ocean acidification has also arisen. The ocean acidification reduced the availability of carbonate ions, which is necessary for calcification. This weakened the coral skeletons and slowed the coral growth. For sustainable development, corresponding protective measurements should be implemented immediately. By learning these three locations, we can clearly see the damage to the environment caused by the impact of human activities and rapid development. To prevent further deterioration and to restore the natural balance that has already been disrupted, corresponding laws, regulations, and effective measurement should be promoted to maintain the harmonious coexistence of human and the nature. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for your watching.